G'day and welcome to Mark and Sam After Work. Today I want to do a quick video on this little V4 Conquest ZEISS scope. It's one I've had across here for a little while. I got it across from Jim at OSA. We sort of have conversations occasionally about things, and I've been, importers for the ZEISS scope. And I have been looking through their range to see what we can get across to review or to look at in the way of what suits ELR and what I can show off of their products. And I suppose it moves into, I'll explain this scope in a little bit. It's on a set of rings where I had it set up on a little system, and it's got a little bubble level on it, but I'll put all the details down below as to its specific details to this scope. The video I want to do today is really more about my general thoughts on the scopes and where they're heading, and there's some positive things I see on the horizon. And I suppose, where am I coming from? Well, largely ZEISS is like a couple of other European scope manufacturers that have been known all the time for such really good glass, and there's a lot of the people who really like their scopes because of this really nice glass in them. And this is just a V4, they have the V6 and they have the V8s, higher level scopes, but always about how nice the glass quality is in these scopes. And I would agree, very nice glass quality. The way they're built, they're put together, the way they feel, that sort of stuff, all very good. But there's been a fundamental problem. I've seen the scopes and I've got a couple across to look at that sort of stuff. I haven't done reviews on them things because they just don't suit what I'm doing at all. And the logic that I've been explained is that they are largely used for hunting, and they want big, good scopes with very good glass for low light hunting in Europe, and that's what they do. Which I understand that. I suppose there's some fundamental things that I didn't like about the scopes, and that was my problem, and that was both in the amount of elevation that they had for what the scope was, in their reticles largely being simple duplexes, and the sort of turrets, the sort of dialing they actually had, which most of the ones I've seen went from very little or almost nothing to the first level was going to BDC. So they had bullet drop compensators and a different set of rings. I think the last V8 scope I had across had bullet drop compensator for their turrets. So you put the right one on to suit your round and that sort of stuff. Not a way that I like to do things at all. So it's a me thing rather than how it should be. I'm just saying what I like. With a simple duplex reticle. So for the quality of the build and the quality of the glass, in my opinion, was really let down by the nature of what they were doing with things. Now, I get it completely. It was suiting what they were talking about. To me, it was such a nice scope. To not have those features was disappointing. So, what have I got in front of me? This little V4 is a lower level one of their scopes, but it's heading in exactly the right direction as far as I'm concerned, to what suits me. And suits us in the tactical world, the ELR world specifically, but also for your PRS and for your actually doing the maths and working it out yourself, whether you're using a ballistic app in your weather meter or on your phone or in a purpose one, but you're actually, you know the MOA you want to dial because you've got that figured in, you want to be able to dial it into your scope, and you know where you want to hold. You've got it so you've got a reticle to be able to do that sort of stuff. Well, this little scope has those features in a really nice package. Very good quality glass. Certainly is for the price of the scope, which you'll have to look up the price in your area. But from what I saw, a reasonably priced scope with glass above its weight. It's still a little bit low on its MOA. This only actually has 60 MOA of elevation, so it's a little low there. That's the one place that isn't quite up to speed yet, and why it's not something that would suit what I do. But for the dialing, for the way the reticles were, for the reticle in there, and I've got some proper footage, you can sort of get an idea. It's always hard to capture actual footage of what your eye sees, but it's close. You can see what we're looking at there in zoomed in and zoomed out, the clarity of things. It is right up on that sort of level. It's a nice reticle. I like the way the reticle works, nice and simple and clean, but proper hole points, proper areas in there. You can use this properly for your holdovers and that sort of things. That works properly. And dialing, proper dialing. So my comment would be, And listen, as said, it's not quite to the level which I would use in my ELR stuff, but as a scope to use for most of what people do long range wise, this is super capable. And my real comment would be is that I'm finally, at last, and I suspect it's going to start to filter through the range into the bigger ones as well, we have it doing all the bits and pieces. So ZEISS has stepped up, in my opinion, stepped up, that, and no doubt ruffling feathers in the people that love them and love them for what they are and what they always were. Okay, I'm not trying to say that I'm right, I'm just want to put forward my perception as to really good to see a European company that's starting to head down that road of the more tactical side of things, of the more, I suppose, how I see the shooting. I know what I want to dial in, I use that sort of stuff. The bullet dot compensator idea, I understand it, but it is very limited to range and limited to specific rounds and specific conditions and all that sort of stuff, whereas being able to do the maths yourself with varying details and dial it in, I find far more practical for my purposes. Anyway, well done ZEISS, that's what I wanted to say. Great little scope, I really like it. I want to get this and basically put that across as to, I think, good on you guys, you're heading in the right direction. I'd like to see more of it. But that's it, that's what I can tell you for this scope. Just a very quick review, a very quick look at it. Good scope, good choice. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that, and we'll catch you next time.